Hello, muffins. Okay. Y'all know how I do with the backgrounds and stuff. So this video is just going to be a really relaxing video, chill type of video, nothing to, So I really wanted to do this video because I get asked a lot of questions. I get asked a lot of questions on my Facebook channel. I get a lot of questions asked on my YouTube channel, and also on Instagram. So I wanted to do a video just basically just answering a lot of questions that I get. A lot of them I kind of know what they are because I get a lot of questions asked about my locks. So I guess this is like an updated version of a lock video. What do you call it, like answers a question. So I'm going to be drinking my Chinese sweet tea, homemade sweet tea. I'm going to be vaping on my mod. So just want to put that out there. This is not a cigarette, and this doesn't have any nicotine in it, so I'm not promoting cigarette smoking on all that other type of stuff. Just want to put that out there. Okay, so a lot of questions that I get asked on is, number one, is my hair color. I do have a video discussing I think the dye that I use, but I guess a lot of people don't watch, or it's probably been so long since I've done the video. So I'm going to state the products that I use because I don't really have them on hand now. So the hair color that I use is L'Oreal's hair color, and I either get it on Amazon or I just go to my beauty supply store. It's called L'Oreal, and it comes like in a little tube like this, and it's specifically for dark hair. Now I usually choose between two colors, and that is red and red hot. Now when I'm this little bowl here, I keep it as like my garbage bowl also when I'm doing tutorials and stuff, so there is like wipes and stuff in it, but I keep one bowl to where I can mix everything in it. I do have a video showing how I did this color in my hair, but it's just so long and I need to really chop it down to edit it, but it's really long. And I'm kind of debating whether to put it up or not. If you muffins want to see that video, and believe me, it's long, it's like 30 minutes long, let me know and I will put it up. If not, then I just won't even bother editing it. So, and the developer that I use is a L'Oreal developer, or any type of developer, and I usually go for the highest developer there is. Either not the highest, but either 30 or 40 developer I use. Now when I'm mixing, because I do get this question, I did get questions about does the dye dry out my hair? Well, when you're dyeing your hair, is just, you have to take extra precaution of just taking care of it, because it is going to be a different type of texture than a virgin hair that has not been dyed or has not had any type of chemicals in it. So I take extra care of my hair as far as keeping it, number one, tied up, number two, just keeping it oil. And I don't go all out there buying all of this expensive oil to keep it oiled on a daily basis. What I use is olive oil or grapeseed oil. I haven't used grapeseed oil in a while because I did run out of it a while ago. I got to go back to Trader Joe's, but either olive oil, grapeseed oil, it's really affordable. You can get it in your like a Trader Joe's or something for the grapeseed oil, or you can order it offline on Amazon, which I normally order a lot of my hair products, any type of products that I use offline, because it is much cheaper. Or I would use something a little bit inexpensive, which is the African Best herbal oil, and this was only $2.99 at my beauty supply store. Or I would use the African Pride olive oil, miracle oil, something like that, for breakage or something. Anything that just promotes moisture on my hair. I make sure that I keep my locks really moisturized. And just for like smell goods, this probably doesn't really even have anything of any nutritional value to the hair, but I like to have like a shine to it. So either the polish gloss or like a shine oil like this. But that's just rarely, if I just want a nice shine and smell to my hair. But the number one thing I want to promote when you are dyeing your hair is you have to keep it moisturized. Number one, pay close attention to breakage or anything. And the reality of it is you might get breakage when you're dyeing your hair. You might. There are a lot of people who have never dealt with breakage when it comes to putting dye in your hair, you know. But to cut down on the chance of breakage, keep your hair moisturized and also tied up. Let's see what other questions I get. Oh, and also when I'm dyeing my hair, I always drop a few drops of oil in with the dye just to mix it, just to as my hair is processing, the oil of it kind of protects it, you know, from the developer. It's not really like, it's like lifting, you know, when you use a developer, it lifts the color and makes it kind of like pop a little bit more. So I like to keep the oil in it just to somewhat keep it protected and also moisturize it through the process. It just cuts down on the roughness. If you can, like if you dye virgin hair or any type of hair and you know you're washing it out, sometimes you can get that roughness to it. And when I put oil in with the dye, it just really I don't deal with that with putting oil into it. And as far as, because I have red hair, dyeing with your hair a red color, the molecules are a little bit larger, so it fades very, very fast. I mean, very quickly. With red hair, so I typically don't wash my hair a lot. I'm a person who does not wash my locks a lot, even before I even dyed it. I just never felt the need to wash it a lot because I don't put a lot of products in my hair. And oil can build up in your hair, but it's a natural oil. Like I don't use a lot of you know, gels and stuff to retwist my hair, but I don't wash it that often, so that's why the color kind of stays in there a little bit longer than probably normal, that people that wash their hair a lot. I just don't. And if you can look at my locks, I do have like a two-tone color in it. That's because of the dye that I have. It's a dye, but it's also like a highlighting dye, so you're going to get a multi-dimension of colors, and that's why I just love to use the L'Oreal dye. It's not a box dye though. It's not a box dye, but I like to use that. And other questions that I get is you know, the process of when does your hair start getting fuller, binding more together to form a lock. And I would just like to say it all depends on the type of hair that you have. For instance, my hair took me a very long time to bind together and to look like it was locks. It took at least almost up to a year, maybe 6 months, 7 months, even 8 months out. That's when my hair started to more look like I had like locks. It looked like locks. But before then it just didn't. And it didn't bother me. Like I just want to stress the fact that people have to be very patient when it comes to locking your hair. You are going to go through different stages. You are going to go through the fuzzy stage and the funny stage and the budding stage. Like locking your hair teaches you patience. It teaches you patience. And I just want to say, I know it's hard to, for me, well, it's not really hard to say because I've been through those stages already. Just enjoy each stage that you go through. I didn't like the beginning stage of having my locks because I was like, you know, it just wasn't so feminine to me. Like I just kind of not felt so girly. But in order to make myself feel that girly type of a feel, I just wore a lot of head wraps. I wore a lot of head wraps with colors in it and designs, and I wore a lot of pinups and accessorized with flowers and bows. Like you just have to do something that's going to make you feel comfortable going through this journey, and don't rush the journey. Don't compare someone else's journey to your journey, because number one, everyone has a different texture and type of hair, so everyone's going to experience things differently. The questions that I get is how do I retwist my hair? What are the products that I use to retwist my hair? I am so against, I mean, I hear people say they use beeswax and they use black gel to lock their hair, and they use honey and just all types of stuff, to where I'm like, you don't have to make retwisting your hair and locking your hair so complicated. Like, you don't have to come up with, you know, go into a lab and come up with these elaborate concoctions to put inside your hair to have it lock up. Because number one, the majority of the wax that you put in your hair, and the petroleum, and the black gel, and the honey, and the aloe plant stuff, like, I just hear so many outrageous things. But you know, it's your hair, you're allowed to do what you want to it. But believe me, the long run, you're going to have a lot of build up in your locks. And I'm speaking from personal experience. This is my third set of locks, and the first set of locks that I had, my best friend started them with the black gel, and I just seen when I used to wash my hair and like squeeze it, and it will be this gushy stuff, you know, just coming out of my locks, and then that was no good, and that caused a lot of buildup, and it just felt nasty, and after a while it just looked nasty in my hair. So I had to wind up sitting down for like 2 weeks, taking out the locks, taking them down, and then as I went on, I just learned I keep everything as simple as possible when it comes to locks. Locks is just a freeing, natural type of journey. A lot of people get into, you know, so obsessed with it just being perfect and all of that type of stuff. I mean, I like my hair to look neat, but I don't retwist like every 2 weeks. Like, I just find that's unnecessary, number one. Number two, it puts too much stress on your edges. I've never had problem with thinning of my edges. I've never had problems with locks actually snapping from the root. I've never had that problem because I don't put a lot of tension on my locks. I don't go pulling and tugging and pinning up. Like, I just leave my locks alone. The one thing that I can say that I do to my locks that would cause me to like is I dye them, but I just make sure that I take that extra time to treat my hair. I use color treated shampoos because I have a color in my hair. I just am really delicate when it comes to my locks, and I'm not saying that I'm an expert on it, but I've had locks a little bit over 4 years. And this is my third set of locks, so I've had my experience of trial and error. So I think that I'm not qualified. Believe me, I'm not qualified, but I do have a little bit of knowledge of it. And so many people comment on my videos about, oh my God, I'm just starting my lock journey, and I get a lot of questions. And just the number one thing I want to just stress is take care of your locks as far as keeping them moisturized. Try not to put too much tension onto it. Don't compare yourself to other people's lock journey, and just enjoy each stage. I'm number one against wax, black gel, and all of that type of stuff to lock your hair with. I know people who just use oil and water to retwist and to lock up. Me, I like to use the Jamaican mango and lime locking, it's not a pomade, it's the light, I don't even have it with me. I should have had it with me. I'm sure everyone knows what it is, but I use the resistant kind because my locks really don't take to lock up that much. But I only use that when I'm redoing my whole head. And I might retwist my hair maybe once every 2 to 3 months. I would probably, it looks like it's a freshly done, but the middle of it is not really retwisted that much, so I might just retwist around the crown, like the front part of it, and then that's it. Like I keep my head tied up. I mean, I tie my head up with all types of stuff, but long as a scarf, I usually use like my scarf, and I have this old this what do you call this thing, knee thing, whatever, and it's like, it's flexible, and it doesn't tug on my edges and stuff, and I'll just pin it up and then just wrap this around it just to keep the hair up, and then throw my scarf onto it. Like, I just keep everything just as simple as possible. Having locks doesn't have to be so elaboratory, and it doesn't have to be a stressful journey. Just enjoy the journey. Let me see what other questions that I get. I guess that's about it. I do get questions about how to combine them. I do have a video about how I combine my locks, and it's really, really easy. I'll leave that video below, and I'll also leave the video of what to expect by doing starting hair with 2-strand twists. I'll leave that below, and I will also leave, I think I gotta look for it though, a video showing the products that I do use. But I try to keep it as simple as possible. I don't stress over it. It's just hair. Gorgeous at that, but it's just hair. It shouldn't be that complicated, and it shouldn't be that difficult. I mean, I love my locks. I don't ever see my life without them. They're just a part of me. Like, they just bring everything out of me. So I really do like them a lot, and I want to say congratulations and good luck to everyone who just started their locks. Like, just enjoy the journey. And that's basically it, muffins. So I just wanted to come back with that really quick video. If you have any questions, leave them below, and you muffins know I always answer back. I think though, if you're not subscribed or somewhere we're connected with the Google thing, I have a hard time answering you back. So either add me into your circle or something, or subscribe to me so I can answer you back. I guess that's it, muffins, and I want to say thank you for watching this video, and happy journeys. Bye, muffins.